All right, welcome back to another episode of the Pathfinders podcast. I'm your host, Matt. Sorry if I sound a little groggy or a little under the weather. I am a little sick, but we're getting through it, and I'm going to survive. Today, I am joined by the master of the iron sight. He also has some of the best sprays I think I've ever seen in Dodds, and they change pretty regularly, if not every map, at least every realism. He's always got something new and funny. Today I'm joined by Sergeant Tweek. How you doing, Tweek?
Hello. Yeah, I'm doing fine. Thanks.
Well, good. Well, let's just get right in. Tweek, just tell us a little bit about yourself. Tell us where you're from, what you do, how you got into gaming, all those good information that everybody loves to hear.
Well, kind of a Nebraska guy. Grew up pretty much out in the Panhandle, out in the sticks. I currently live in Lincoln. And I work for the state radio system, the public safety communications. I'm one of the system administrators for that. So I deal mostly with, law enforcement, the Department of Transportation, those radio users that operate statewide.
Oh, that's neat. So you're like the radios that are like in the cars and the towers and things like that. That's the kind of stuff you deal with.
Yeah, all the vehicles and portables are what they call handhelds, right? And our site's not huge compared to some, but we have about 80 sites throughout the state and users statewide as well.
That's pretty neat. I got a buddy of mine that's into the the amateur radio stuff, like ham, I guess, ham radio. And he finds all that stuff interesting. I think he's got like his own little call numbers or something, whatever that means. I know we got a little bit of it with the bus barn and the buses at the school that I work at. So I mean, we deal with it with a little bit, but that's neat. What's your favorite aspect of working with that stuff?
I just like working with public safety. I've done it a long time. I kind of initially started. Always liked playing with radio stuff, so when I got out of school, I started working for a radio shop, commercial radio shop, and then I kind of switched over for a little while to a manufacturing gig. Worked for a company called Telex, and worked on basically like the headsets the sideline uses at football games and stuff like that.
Oh, that's cool.
And then I kind of moved to a radio manufacturer, so I started off in manufacturing, and then I moved up to software engineering. And then I spent about 10 years traveling all over the country, troubleshooting as a field engineer on federal, state, local agencies, Department of Defense, almost every alphabet agency you can think of.
Every acronym you've probably done something with. So does that mean you, I don't know if you can answer this, do you have security clearance?
When I was doing that, I've undergone multiple Justice Department background checks, but I didn't have super secret. I was basically looking at the main issue was radio configuration, right? How they're programmed, what frequencies they're using, and stuff like that. So it wasn't ever anything super deep secret. It was just, basically I'm not a spy, Russian spy, maybe.
Well, it's crazy that like as far as like cell phone technology and all that's come along, that like we're still using the radio, like we're still using it.
Yeah, it's all a dedicated network too, right? So I do some IT stuff. I'm not an IT guy. I wouldn't call myself that, but I do router configuration, switch stuff like VLANs and subnetting and stuff.
Now you're talking my language.
Yeah, but it's all within a closed network, right? And it's a Motorola network, so we're kind of tied down a little bit. I don't have near the responsibility, system wide as you do, I'm sure.
Well, I mean, I'm just kind of local because I just deal with the one singular school district. But yeah, we are actually a Motorola shop too. That's the radios that we buy, or Bearcom or something now, whatever they're called. I don't know.
Yeah, Bearcom's a radio provider, right? So yeah, they sell product and support product.
Yeah, I carry a little Bearcom radio around. Don't know why, but I do.
Yeah, so I kind of gave up traveling. Now I only have to travel throughout the state. But in my earlier days, I think I hit 43 states.
43 states. That's crazy.
And 2 women's prisons.
I mean, hey.
No, there wasn't no conjugal visits, but
At least they got the radios working.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
That's cool. So, I guess out of all the places you've traveled, like what's been your favorite? Did you ever get like, well, and along with that, like when you'd go on these business trips, working for the companies or whatever, did you have any time to like go see stuff, like touristy things while you're out and about, or is it mainly just business all the time?
Well, mainly business, but I've been to Alaska several times, so we drive south out of Fairbanks, and we checked out the pipeline and saw some wildlife and stuff, and I spent some time in Anchorage that was pretty cool.
I would love to go to Alaska.
I
It's like
lived
Texas
about
of the North.
yeah, I spent almost a year in Phoenix doing stuff every week, Monday through Friday, and fly home on the weekends, and Phoenix was okay, but I decided I didn't want to move there after I'd spent all that time there.
Phoenix is expensive. I don't know when you went, but we went for like vacation last summer, and it was expensive. It's expensive in Phoenix.
Yeah, I used to go to shows all the time, so I spent a little bit of time in Las Vegas for conventions and stuff. And Las Vegas is okay, the first few times. It gets kind of boring after a while, though.
Especially if you're not like into gambling and stuff like that. Go see all the shows and then head on home.
Yeah, I didn't even do any shows. I thought one cool place I visited a couple times was Las Cruces, New Mexico. I was working to do some DoD stuff, and so we were out at White Sands Missile Test Range and some of the facilities down there. But I thought it was a pretty cool place.
That's insane. That's pretty neat. That you've seen a lot of things. You've been all over, man. That's crazy. So how's the gaming? How'd you get into the gaming? Like, how does that all fit into a busy life traveling the country?
Yeah, it was kind of crazy. I didn't really even start get out of DOS and 3.1 for a while. Looking back, I couldn't believe it. But finally, I got hooked up at home. Right, I think my first computer was like a 200 megahertz system or something like that.
Oh man,
I can't remember.
It's a long time ago.
I started with I think probably the first game I really got into was Medal of Honor, playing single player, right? Just going through the stages and stuff.
Allied Assault.
Yeah, Allied Assault.
Greatest. Oh man, we're like twins at this point, because that was the first game that got me into first person shooters.
Yeah, I think that too, and so I played through multiple of those games, and then I really got into Unreal Tournament for a while.
I had a friend of mine that played that, and I played it a couple times. But yeah, man, I was heavily into Medal of Honor Allied Assault. Such a fun game.
Yeah, and I'm a big World War II kind of buff, right? So that fit my attention span there too.
I mean, the first level when it throws you on the beach in Normandy, it's fantastic. It was like playing a game of Saving Private Ryan. It was so good.
Yeah.
It's a great game. And then the shotgun in multiplayer. Who doesn't love a good shotgun?
And the melee, I wish that you could rifle butt people. Oh man, I just missed that.
Yeah, it was crazy. And the thing I missed most about that game was you could bind. It had the lean. You could lean and you could strafe, and you could bind the lean key and the strafe key to the same key. And so, like every time you strafed, you like lean over it. It makes you harder to hit. Completely unrealistic. Wouldn't fly for realism, but but it was a lot of fun.
I kind of got hooked on. There was this mode in Unreal Tournament where you were snipers, but you were miniature, playing in big rooms and stuff. So you'd be like standing on trim above the doorway, and you're only and you had teleporters and stuff. But I really played that one quite a bit.
That's crazy. That sounds fun. It reminds me of that Rats map for Dodds, where you're like everything's like massively scaled and you're like so tiny.
Yeah, that's exactly what it looked like, right? So
that's funny, man. Unreal Tournament. I hadn't heard that in a long time.
I played Quake. I played Team Fortress 2 for a while too. I really loved being the spy. Right, that was just my favorite tool there.
That's crazy.
I didn't really play DoD until a couple new people came to work one time, and we were playing on our lunch hours. Right, we were playing Quake, and they said, "Well, let's get into this," because they were playing on a server at night, and the server, I think it was the unit was FNF, Freedom Isn't Free or something. So that's when I started playing DoD, and we weren't doing realism; it was all just pub stuff.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I was in multiple units for a little while. Moon Gamers, I was kind of an honorary member on Gooch Assassins for a while.
Oh, I remember the Gooch Assassins. I
Yeah.
remember one guy, man, he was a lot of fun to play with. Whenever I was real big into playing in the 6RB Pug, there was a guy there that was from Gooch Assassins. I tried when I got into the 6RB and started doing like the realism and stuff with them, I'd actually reached out to him to see if they did realism, and I don't ever think he responded to me or whatever. But yeah, I
No, we
remember
never did
a lot
there.
a lot of those guys were a lot of fun to play with. Yeah, I played. I remember I bought Counter-Strike, like the disc, and went home and installed it. And then one day, I just randomly had Day of Defeat. And so I was like, where did this come from? I don't know. I guess it installed it with the Counter-Strike. And this is right about the time that Steam was coming, or Steam came out. And so it was making that transition. I saw that I had this game. I was like, I'm going to give this a shot because like I was Medal of Honor Allied Assault, and then I went and played like Call of Duty 1 and Call of Duty 2, which are probably still two of the best Call of Duty games, mainly because Beavis and Butthead aren't running around shooting you.
Yeah, I didn't really play Call of Duty much. I was more of a Battlefield guy.
Well, come to find out, and I actually learned this recently, the reason why Call of Duty 1 and Call of Duty 2 were so good was because the people that made Medal of Honor Allied Assault actually went and did Infinity Ward.
Oh, wow.
Like when Infinity Ward started. I think that's what it was. And so it was the Medal of Honor guys, because like the Breakpoint expansion or Spearhead or whatever it was called, it was like, it almost like changed the way the game played, and I just didn't really care for it too much. I liked the introduction of like the British guns and things like that, but it just didn't have the same feel as like the base game.
Yeah, I think I got all of them still in a case in my my electronics museum is what I call it. Right?
I have them on Galaxy of Games, GOG.com, GOG.com.
Oh, okay.
It's a great little website. They do like DRM free games, and so like I think their mission is kind of just to like preserve old games and still offer them as a way to be able to play. But I think I can download it and probably still play the single player, but I don't know if like multiplayer's available anymore because it used to run on that old GameSpy network, which I don't think is around anymore.
So yeah, that's kind of where I ended up, how I ended up on the 70th, and there's quite a few people in the unit now that were on the 70th, Trib and Nuts and more people I can remember. I can't remember if Moore was there for a while. The names changed a little bit, right? But I had my old time with Sea Dog, like a bunch of us.
I always wanted to play in that server, but it was always like locked down to like members only. And this was still probably what, 7 years ago, before I know, like while I was in the 6th, before 8th was even like a thought of yet. They were still having like darn near full server realism with just their members.
Yeah, they didn't let anybody else in, other than members during the realism. So
yeah, and he didn't ever want to do realisms with other units. I think maybe because like they'd been burned. They had some bad experiences working with some other communities before in the past. But man, I was so close, man. I was so close before I left the 6. I mean, we were like so close to working with y'all and doing a match.
Yeah, it kind of got erupted when certain people got put in charge of it, and it just kind of went downhill pretty fast. I actually got kicked out for making statements about nothing derogatory, but just about LERP and stuff like that. And apparently it was a statement too far. So
about LERP.
Yeah. Some guy playing from Saudi Arabia that played nothing but sniper, and he even posted a video online that showed how he used LERP to basically pick you off before you could ever see him, right? And I just, everybody said it for a while, but then I got it. So then I started playing on SYP, and
all the SYP guys were a lot of fun.
Yeah, they were, but I wanted to play more realism, and I've been playing with you guys on the 6th, and then you guys had the move.
We'll call it the move.
Had to translate that, going, well, there's nobody here. Where's everybody at? So that's how I ended up over here with the 8th.
Yeah, man. Well, I knew you and Nuts, like, I always consider y'all like a tag team, because it's like you always both came to play together. And so like when we got Nuts and then we got you, it was like, man, we got them both. I was super excited because we love playing with you guys, and we're super glad that y'all followed us over and from the 6th over to the 8th as far as keeping playing with us, and then eventually joining. But man, yeah, I was really hoping to do something with the 70th. I think it would have been a good time.
Yeah, it might have, right? And that's kind of one that drug me into SYP there. I was kind of just floating for a while, and then that was a good times, and then kind of started falling off, and and he resigned first, and then I kind of went, I want to do the same thing, and it was nothing, derogatory. Everybody over there was great. It was just, the amount of realism I wanted to play.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because I mean, in like Nellen Balls and Slim Charles, they did a little bit. Like they had a realism server in York, I think, too. They'd host some realisms, and I was helping them out for a while. I think for a couple of them or whatever, and so they were rocking and rolling with some realisms on their servers, and that's where we got introduced to Avalanche, the Beast map, which
yeah.
I wish I never.
I remember that too. Yeah.
But no, it was always a lot of fun playing with the SYP guys. They're what, headshots now, HS?
Oh yeah, they could be. I see a couple of old players that are sporting the HS tags, right? So
yeah,
but old man and somebody else too.
Boba, I think, was one, and then oh man, McDeath, I think, used to come play a lot.
Yeah,
I hadn't seen him in a while. But yeah, I mean, it was always a lot of fun playing with you guys on the SYP. It was nice to find people that liked realism as much as I did, and so it was great to see take off. Because I didn't know anything about realism until the 6RB. Like when I played Dodds, I played on Ego's 24/7 Avalanche server. That's really all I played. Which,
wow.
Yeah, I mean, I am probably the only one in the 8th ID that loves Avalanche. I mean, I think it's a great map. People hate it. I love it. I could play. I would sit there for hours and play 24/7 Avalanche, and it was just so fun. I don't know why. It's just,
I kind of like the map rotation stuff. I never really played too much on the 24/7 servers.
I don't blame you. But especially with Ego is pretty particular about their rules too, especially the things you can say and not say. Most of the time I just put some music on, play the game, didn't really talk to anybody, and just played some Avalanche. I was a real big MG player, which may be why I liked Avalanche, because that's a very MG friendly map.
Definitely.
Sit up in the Axis second, or down in the church, the little door to nowhere, on Allied side. You just mow people down constantly the entire time. It's great times.
Yep.
But yeah, but good. So you started Medal of Honor, Allied Assault, moved to Unreal Tournament, some other first-person shooters, and here we are, Day of Defeat. Is this the main game you play, or do you play other stuff? I mean, it's no secret I play Ark.
Yeah, exactly. It kind of is. My game playing time is not. I mean, there used to be times when I was on 5 hours every night while playing, and I don't have that capability right now, or time to invest in it. So right now, DoD is kind of my main game. I've thought about Battlefield 6, but I haven't made that transition yet.
You should totally do it.
I actually have Hell's Let Loose, but I've only played probably 6 hours on it. I got tired of running and running and running and running.
Man, and it seems like Hell Let Loose is the natural progression. I don't know if it's just because the MRB has done it or some other groups have done it, but it seems like Hell Let Loose is the natural progression from realism on Day of Defeat Source, and you kind of want to do some competitive paramilitary competition like that. It seems like Hell Let Loose is the natural transition to that. But I'm like you, man. It's a lot of running.
Yeah. You got to have good platoon leaders, right? To know where the base is set up, the base is right, so you don't have to spawn all the way out.
Yeah, it's
kind of crazy.
I personally, and this is my personal opinion, I personally don't find it very. New players have a hard time unless you're playing with some more experienced players. That, like you said, because you need the good platoon leaders, you need a good commander to basically almost like real life war, tell you what to do as you learn the game or whatever. And so
that's what I found too. I just didn't have that group, right? So
yeah, and the best person I played with is Peacock. Peacock can help you play the game.
Yeah.
Happy can help you tank. I remember tanking with Happy and Peacock. It's so fun. Like that part with Hell Let Loose was fun, but like in my opinion, I think the maps are too big and they're too long. Like that's not a game that's like you can just pop in, play a little bit casually, and then pop out. Like
No, that's true. They're big. They're way big.
that, and you don't get your XP and all your points or whatever until the end of the map, unless they've changed that. I don't know. I haven't played in a long time, but when I did play, the few times that I did play, it was like you had to play the whole time in order to get the XP. You couldn't just like play a little bit and then leave and just like get the XP that you earned while you were playing. And I didn't really like
that's
that.
Weird.
Because those maps are long. Like you would have to commit like an hour for a map unless you just had one team that was like steamrolling the other.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I got tired of running and dying to people that I couldn't see. But it could just be me being old and blind.
I know what you mean.
But no, it's a very frustrating game, especially for a new player. And so like definitely I think it would be better if like starting off that game you play with like some more experienced players. Though like the trailer that just came out I think yesterday for the Vietnam game that they're about to come out with, I mean it looked pretty good.
I didn't see that. So
yeah, they're coming out with a Vietnam variant of Hell Let Loose, and it looks.
Jungle fighting, that'll be even crazier.
Yeah, yeah, swamping through the swamps in the jungle. It'd be great. Oh man, what was that game that we played that was Vietnam themed? I don't know. Can't remember.
Oh yeah, there was a Vietnam pack. What game was that? I can't remember either.
It'll come to me tonight as I lay down in bed, and that's when I'll remember. But I remember playing that with some people. I don't know if it was like a Battlefield game or if it was something else, but it was a lot of fun.
That kind of strikes me too that it was a Battlefield mod, right? So I don't know. I could be wrong there too.
But yeah, you should definitely get Battlefield 6. It's a lot of fun.
Well, I'm kind of thinking about upgrading. I'm still playing on like a Gen 9 i5 machine with no cooling, no ability to overclock. So I've kind of been looking around at a new machine. I got a 380 Ti in it, but it's getting old.
I mean that'll play it. I think that'll play it. Can it do like secure boot and can it run Windows 11?
Yeah, no, I'm running Windows 11. It does secure boot, and what's the other one that you have to have?
TPM 2.0?
Yeah. That's all set. I don't have secure boot on in the BIOS yet, so I'd have to turn that. I did some checking on that, right? And I'd have to turn secure boot on, but it's there and available. So
yeah, with 3080 Ti, you should probably be able to play Battlefield 6. Yeah, I think that'll handle it. I mean, it's very well optimized. I mean, it runs really, really smooth. Now, granted, I did just drop a whole lot of money on a machine just so I can play Ark, but
it takes a lot of power to get the dinosaurs to breed. Is that what you're saying?
Oh man, it takes a lot. No, they did they're running on Unreal Engine 5, which I mean, everybody has thoughts about Unreal Engine, about how it's already not the most optimized game engine. But then they did like an upgrade to like 5.5 or something like that. And it just like, my old machine just couldn't handle it. And I had like a 3070 Ti. So, I mean, it wasn't that bad. The problem was the amount of NVRAM, like only had like an 8 gig card. And you really need like 12 or 16 to really get the full use out of it for Arc.
That's
and
another,
see it in its glory.
That's another limitation. I only can do 32 gig of RAM, right? And I can't remember. It's, so the bus speed and stuff is part of it. I don't even think I have an SD in this machine. I think it's still a spinning Rust, right? So.
Oh man, you need an upgrade, dude. Unfortunately, you probably should have bought like 6 months ago because the price.
Yeah, I heard that, right?
Everybody's making RAM for like AI data centers, and so nobody's making like regular RAM anymore, and so like the prices have gone like sky high.
I've been shopping a little bit. I just wasn't ready to pull the trigger yet because like I said, I'm only playing a couple nights a week right now, and I'm trying to decide whether I can get into the Battlefield 6 and can I spend the time on it to justify it.
Oh man, it's so fun. We play this mode, like its main mode, I guess, is like something called Conquest, where you have like 6 points or something, and both teams try to like hold as many points for as long as they can, and the person that and like you have like tickets, I guess, for amount of players you have, and so like when your tickets run out, your team loses.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
But we've been playing this mode called Breakthrough, which is more of like an attack defense, which coming from like as realism players makes it a
Yeah,
little
yeah.
bit more more up our style. And like the defending team has as many tickets as they need, and the attacking team only has like 200 tickets, and they have to take like a point or two before the map kind of and it like pushes the defending team back, and so like the map expands as the attacking team takes more space, and it's a lot of
Oh, that
fun.
sounds
I
pretty
think
cool. Yeah.
my only complaint is I wish it allowed squads of more than 4 people, or a way to like if we had like 2 squads of 4 or 3 squads of 4, somehow be able to play all together easier than just like.
You can't cross communicate between the squads.
I mean, the only way that we've found, I don't know, to be honest with you, the only way that we've been able to find to do it is like we have a squad of 4, and so like we get into a server, and like the people that want to play with us, like if they're a squad of 2 or 3 or whatever, like they have to wait until we're in the map, and then they have to like join them. Their party leader like joins our game and like brings the other people with them. But sometimes they get stuck in a queue because the server's full or something like that. It's just not very. It's not very
Oh,
user
okay.
friendly for more than 4 people to play at a time.
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
But apparently, there's like private servers where you can have like your own server.
Oh,
So, like, if we get a big enough group or something one day, maybe that's something we can look into. Is just getting our own server to play in. We can all play together, and then like let it backfill with public players or whatever. But I don't know,
we're not waiting for the next Half-Life to come out with DoD's update.
dude. I keep seeing rumors on X that Half-Life 3 is coming. Like, apparently, Valve has like a mystery game like on the store page listed that doesn't have like a title or a release date yet.
Yeah, people are talking about that.
Yeah, they've been talking about it for like months now, and apparently they were supposed to announce it yesterday. The video game awards are happening right now, so maybe there's going to be like a surprise trailer drop there tonight. So we may wake up tomorrow. X may blow up tonight with Half-Life 3 information. I don't really care about Half-Life. I never played any of the other games, which is like blasphemy around.
Yeah, I never really did either. Right? I came in to play DoD. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, I started on Counter-Strike, and then I saw that I had Day of Defeat, and so I was like, "Oh, I'll give this a shot." And so now my dog is barking. Lovely. So apologize.
No, yeah,
if that
friends
gets
were
picked up
playing
in the,
DoD. I came right in straight for DoDS. So
yeah.
I played Counter Strike a little bit, but I got got hooked on DoD instead. So
Especially like the World War II aspect of it is really what
yeah, I like that.
drove it to us. I remember when I was in college, we were taking our Cisco classes, and there was about 4 of us in the class that sat on the back row of the computer lab, and the computers ran this application called Deep Freeze. So every time you rebooted the computer, everything you did to it was just gone. So we all had Counter-Strike. This was before Steam, before when you could still run it without Steam.
Yeah.
We had the Counter-Strike installer on flash drives, and like every day we would go in and we install Counter-Strike. And so as soon as class was we were done in class, we would spend the rest of the time sitting there playing Counter-Strike against bots or whatever. We'd set up one server, we'd set up one computer on the row as the server, and then we all connect to it and sit there and play Counter-Strike until class was actually over. So we'd all like rush through our work just to play Counter-Strike.
Yeah, it sucks losing everything every day, but still you get to play.
Yeah, I mean, it was less than a gig install, so I mean, it didn't take long to just fire it right back up. But I mean, it was just crazy. But yeah, that's the most Counter-Strike I played. I never really played that game too much online. I liked playing the bots. The bots were actually pretty good in Counter-Strike, and I'd play like there were a couple maps that I really liked to play, and I'd do that. But yeah, Day of Defeat was where it was at. I mean,
yeah.
And then when Source came out, Source was a lot more fun, and apparently Source was never finished. Apparently that was the thing. I didn't know.
Oh, really?
Yeah, apparently they were supposed to add in like the stuff from Day of Defeat that wasn't in Source, like the British weapons and things like that. They were supposed to add all that in, and I guess they never did. But hey, if Half-Life 3 is coming, maybe there's hope that Day of Defeat 3 will come out.
Yeah, I don't know. I used to play sniper all the time, and I kind of moved to rifle because I like the challenge, right? Even though I'm not a one-shotter with the K98 all that often, but I still find rifle the most challenging of all the weapons on DoD. So that's pretty much why I play it all the time.
I don't know, man. You once you get that iron sight, man, you're just mowing them down.
I was just happy I picked off that guy on the realism. Their sniper on there. It was they were attacking, right? So it was Allied defense.
Yeah. Oh yeah. This was back when you were stuck over in that corner by yourself.
Yeah. Trip had already gone down, and and then I was just going to go launch one more nade, and so I ran out the back door, and just as I got to launch my nade, that guy got the nade up where Trib was, and that took me.
Man. Well, I mean, and on their server, nades are like 4 times more damage.
Oh, are they?
And like the blast radius is higher, so it's like it could land 12 feet away from you. You're still going to die to it. It's crazy.
It was close. I went, oh crap, dead.
You know, if they would, we could have got you out of there. But they run that plug-in where they like have the invisible walls. Man, you could have jumped back into spawn and ran back around, but
yeah, we talked about it. But then it was okay staying there too, right? So I just made a bad mistake. If I'd stay where I was, I wouldn't have been even close to that nade. So
it's fine. I mean, hey, you took out that guy. You killed more people than I did. That's for sure. All I did was sacrifice myself.
Yeah,
so
I bled out in our attack, though. I got the guy, but I couldn't. I forgot I have to hit the H button because that's not my use key normally, and so that was a bonehead on my own part for why I bled out.
I mean, it's just different. I mean, it's not the way we normally play, and so we don't think about that stuff too much.
Because I play on a number pad, right? I don't play on the ASDF keys, so that's why the H key was throwing me off.
Wait, let's back up a second. You play on the keypad?
Yeah, I do.
Like 8 is forward.
I'm not giving them away, but yeah, that's right. I got some arrow keys down to the left that are jump and reload, and and I got my neg key up there on number lock. I can hit that whenever I want, stuff like that.
That's crazy. I mean, I can't imagine playing with that as opposed to WASD.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just always been that way, and and then I have keys like the realism mod and stuff are out there on insert home page. So I make use of that whole right hand side of the keyboard, but
yeah, that's where I put all my realism binds is on the keypad because they're the keys that I don't use that often.
Yeah, I can see that.
So I won't accidentally hit them.
I know a lot of people don't play that way. Monty said he used to play that way and then switched over, and I'm slow and old. I can't learn new stuff.
Well, I mean, Peterson plays the really old school way where your right click is moved forward. I don't know if you ever played a game like that. I have a friend of mine that's it's a colleague that's basically the same position I am at another school district. That's the way he plays first person shooter games.
Oh wow.
It's like his right click is moved forward. And I'm like, that's mind boggling. I don't know how they do that. I don't know. Apparently there was some old game
I
back in the day.
I think mine is too. I was trying to decide whether my move forward was the right key or the run key, but I'm pretty sure it's the move forward key, and then my run keys on the keyboards on the keypad.
Oh man!
So.
But hey, whatever works, man. Whatever works.
I've been doing it that way for years, right? So,
I mean, and hey, what's great is like all games they give you the ability to customize. So like you can go, but you can keep using that method even as like new games and stuff come out. So like when you do get Battlefield 6 with this, you'll be able to set Battlefield 6 up that way.
Yeah, that's what takes me a little bit of extra time, right? Is now I'm converting the normal layouts to my crazy layout, and so I have to kind of spend a little time doing that.
Yeah, and then you got to factor in all the keybinds and stuff for all the other things, like all the extra gadgets and stuff that you have. You'll have to like figure that all out.
Yeah, I'll have to figure that out too. Most of my bind stuff is up on my F keys, right? So.
All right, so when Vandor started this podcast way back when, he always had this way of like asking like what somebody's celebrity crush was, and the way Vandor would do it, when he was asked like, "What celebrity would you want to sit on your lap?" And my counter to that is, "What lap would you like to sit on?"
I don't know. I I'm a little bit bigger than she is, right? And so I think it would work better the other way around. I don't want to crush her.
It's like whose lap do you want to sit on? But no, that's who's the celebrity crush for Tweek?
My main celebrity crush, her name is Matilda May.
I don't know who that is.
She's the hottest space vampire chick of all time.
Matilda May.
Yeah, she was in Life Force.
Okay.
And she was naked a bunch, so hey, she's special, right? So,
well, yeah, that's why everybody loved Phoebe Cates back in the day.
Yeah, that was
Fast Times at Ridgemont High. But
just lock the bathroom door.
Man, to be a kid again. All right, Mr. Tweek, close us out with your favorite joke.
I don't know if it's a favorite, but it's one I found, so here goes.
Okay.
My friend Van Doore really shocked and hurt me today. He told me that I make people very uncomfortable and I have no respect for personal space. I mean, I thought that was a terrible thing to say to a friend. It totally ruined our bath.
Oh man, that's a good one. All right. Well, thanks, Tweek. Thanks for joining me on this on the Pathfinder podcast. I think this episode is going to come out with maybe the Christmas newsletter or the newsletter after that. I'm not really sure, but I appreciate your time. Love having you in the unit.
You bet.
And we'll see you soon.
All right. Thanks, Major.
All right.
Goodbye.